coming back to another video, and today's video is my first Christmas baking video, and as you can see, today we're going to be making sugar cookies. So without further ado, I'm just going to jump straight into this video. So if you want to see how to make sugar cookies like this, then please continue watching. So getting straight into the video, I'm going to show you the ingredients that you are going to need. First of all, I will leave a full list in the description bar, but you are going to need vanilla extract, butter, baking powder, sugar, plain flour and 1 egg. So I've got that all laid out and weighed out ready. First of all, you are going to take your handheld mixer or your freestanding mixer like I have and just cream together the butter and sugar. Now as you can see, I am using the Von Chef freestanding mixer that I was ever so kindly gifted. Honestly, blows my mind that I got gifted one of these because I was actually going to buy one out of my own money because I'm just so into baking at the moment. And I feel like the more you bake, the more you realise there are so many recipes that require like a 5-minute mix and stuff. And when you have a handheld mixer, oh my god, the arm ache is real. So yeah, these are so great, guys, and I definitely recommend this one. I will leave the link in the description bar in case you do want to check it out. But yeah, you want to cream this together for a good 2 to 3 minutes, just until it's light, white and fluffy. Once your butter and sugar is nicely creamed together, you then want to take your 1 egg and just slowly add this in and mix this all together. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I have actually never made sugar cookies before, so I was a little bit confused by the egg in the recipe because I have made sort of like biscuits before, shortbread biscuits mainly, and they obviously don't contain an egg. But if you're wanting to know what the main difference is, it is merely that sugar cookies are better for cutout. So if you're wanting to create a cutout cookie that is going to hold its shape well and, you know, is easy to decorate, these, I am told, are the ones. A shortbread is obviously more crumbly. So yeah, hopefully that explains what a sugar cookie is, just in case you were curious like myself. Once your egg is all mixed in, you then want to take your vanilla extract and add that in, and again mix it all together. Now this is optional, you don't have to add vanilla extract in if you don't like it, but it just helps give that extra bit of taste to the cookie. You could add lemon or cocoa powder to give it a chocolate taste instead. It is completely up to you. Moving on to the flour and baking powder, so you just want to leave the other bowl to the side, grab a fresh bowl, grab your flour and your baking powder that you weighed out prior, and just put this through a sieve and sieve it into your fresh bowl. Now, just a little amendment that I would make going forward if I did this recipe again. It did say on the recipe to add 4 teaspoons of baking powder, but I would probably drop this down to 3 just because I felt in the oven they did seem to spread a little bit more than I would want to. So try 3 teaspoons. I feel like recipes are always trial and error, so yeah, just something that I probably would do different going forward. So you just want to mix them two together. You can also add salt at this stage, that is completely optional. I chose not to just because I don't really like too much salt in my food, but yeah, if you want to at this stage you would do that. So once you have mixed your flour and baking powder together, you're then going to grab the mixture from earlier and simply just fold the flour into the mixture. Now I have saw a few recipes where they sort of just beat it in, but I don't know, I thought it would be best to fold it in. So yeah, I tried that and it worked really well for me. Once you have folded all of the flour in, it should then start to resemble something like what I'm showing you on the screen now. A bit of a sticky dough. It should all come together and be like a dough-like consistency. So once you've achieved that dough, you then want to grab some cling film. Now we aren't actually going to be rolling out and baking the cookie straight away. There is another process, which is popping the cookie dough into the refrigerator. So the minimum time for this is recommended at 2 hours, but preferably overnight. Now I only did the 2 hours, so this could be another reason why my cookies did slightly spread a little bit, because basically chilling cookie dough before baking solidifies the fat in the cookies. So it just means that they are not going to spread as much. So yeah, maybe if I had done them overnight, it would have turned out better. So I will try that again next time. And like I said, I do think the baking powder wasn't needed as much. So 3 teaspoons of baking powder, and I feel like I will chill these overnight next time. So I'll let you know how that goes and if it does improve it. But yeah, definitely don't skip out this bit, guys. So I'm just splitting the mixture in half. So I'm putting half into one bit of cling wrap, and then I'll do the other bit into another bit. So as you can see, I'm just wrapping the cling film over the cookie dough, and then I will sort of just press down firmly on it and just make it into sort of like a pebble, if that makes sense. You'll see what I'm doing anyway. And the stars up above are smiling when they see you holding me so near. I see. Once your dough has been refrigerated, you are then all good to start your rolling process. Now, I actually got my mum to come around and help me with this because honestly, I get so scared about rolling ever since I had a little bit of a disaster once, and I got it all stuck to the worktop, guys. It was a disaster. So yeah, mum come around and very kindly taught me how to do this properly. So her advice was use a little bit of flour, roll, and then grab the dough with one hand and almost like push it to the surface so it picks up any flour, just to keep it moving, if that makes sense. So you don't want too much flour, don't use loads, literally light sprinkles, as you can see that my mum's doing. And as you can see, she's rolling to, you know, the thickness you want, and then she'll pick it up with the other hand and move it. So just keep moving it, guys. You don't want it to get stuck to that surface. So once you have rolled the cookies out to your desired thickness, you are then going to take some greaseproof paper and just pop this on a sort of cookie tray. It's entirely up to you how thick or thin you want your cookies. So thin for a more crispy cookie, thicker for a little bit more of a, you know, softer cookie, I guess. But yeah, me and mum just sort of made an assortment. So when we rolled a little bit more of a thicker dough just to test out how they would taste. So yeah, I'll leave that up to you. And also just make sure you are placing your cookie cutter right next to the edge, just to ensure that you are getting the maximum out of your dough before re-rolling. If you are wondering why it's not great to keep re-rolling dough, by the way, I actually found this out yesterday from mum. So basically, flour contains gluten. So when you continually re-roll and knead it, it basically means that the protein within the gluten gets tougher and harder. So basically, your cookie dough won't be as nice. That's the simplest way of explaining it without going all complex on you. So yeah, it'll just be harder, the dough will. But yeah, like I said, you want to get all your cookies cut and placed on the tray. Make sure you leave a little gap between them, like I said, just so they don't spread and, you know, mold all together. So mum is just doing this bit. I did do my own tray, but I just thought I'd show you mum's because she just makes it look so much more professional than me. Once you have cut all of your cookies out, you are then going to pop these in a preheated oven at 175 degrees and bake them for around 7 to 10 minutes. Now, I would advise looking at them at around 7 and then just sort of assessing. Mum actually left these in for 9, and as you can see, they're a little bit too dark around the outside. We probably would have liked to have baked them for a little less, so around about 7.5 minutes maybe. But like I said, just keep monitoring them, and when they start to look lightly brown around the outsides, you want to take them out. Also, you can probably notice that a few of them have sort of like lost the shape and spread a little. So this could be down to 2 things. The fact that I only set it in the fridge for 2 hours, so it could have done with an overnight refrigeration, or it could be the extra teaspoon of baking powder. I'm not sure which one it is, so I feel like if I do this recipe again, I would knock the extra teaspoon of baking powder out, so just do 3 instead of 4, and also do an overnight refrigeration. And hopefully that will stop them sort of like spreading and losing shape. But yeah, we did do a few more batches because we got so many cookies out of this recipe, guys. And some were better than others, so yeah. Wasn't too disheartened. This was the first attempt, and you do always have to play around with a new recipe. But yeah, once they are decorated, they do scrub up and look alright in the end. Okay, so whilst the cookies are cooling, we are then going to make our royal icing. So I have never ever made or done this icing before, so this is the first time for me. So you're going to need icing sugar. I will leave the full quantity in the description bar. Sift your icing sugar so there are no lumps. Once you've sieved your icing sugar, you're then going to take some egg white powder. Now I picked this up from Hobbycraft just in case you are wondering, but this is what makes it the royal icing. Now, going to be completely honest, I didn't actually have a clue what the difference were between all these different icings, but I've educated myself, guys, and you learn something new every day. It's so fascinating. So basically what the difference between, let's say, buttercream and royal icing is, buttercream carries a more creamy and soft texture, whereas royal icing hardens to a candy-like texture. So basically, it just gives you that smooth, even, and sort of like blemish-free surface, and it's more suited for a cookie and like intricate designs, whereas like buttercream would be more ideal for, you know, like a muffin or a sponge. So yeah, that is the difference. So if you ever see them beautiful cookies in the boxes that, you know, these professional bakers make, that is what they have used. They've used royal icing to get those lovely, intricate, just amazing designs. So I'm now adding water to the royal icing, as you can see, and then I'm going to pop it back onto my freestanding mixer, or if you've got a handheld one, that will be fine. And then we're going to just mix it until we get the right consistency. So the consistency we want to achieve, first of all, is that of line icing. So guys, it gets really complicated. There's all these different terminologies for different consistencies of icing. So today we're going to be making line icing and then also flood icing. So to keep it simple and make it easy, line icing basically just needs to be of a consistency similar to toothpaste, so a little bit thick. And then once we have that, I will then show you how to do the flood icing. There's not a lot of difference. The flood icing is just slightly more runnier, but let's just do the line icing first of all. Okay, so this was the consistency we got for the line icing. If I'm completely honest, I think this was too thick. I did say this to Mum, but Mum was like, no, it's fine. You don't want it too thin for like your outline, but I probably would have added a little bit more water in, because as you can see, it is really stiff. Okay, so once the line icing is all made up, you're then going to start separating this and making up different colours, just depending on what you need. So you're going to grab some cling film. This is perfect to separate. So this is going to be our line icing first of all. So line icing is for the outline. It's really important that you outline your biscuits, because you do the outline, and then when it comes to using the flood icing, which, as I've already said, is the runnier icing, it just means that it's not going to fall off your cookie. It's just merely just to fill in the inside of the cookie. You're then just going to wrap up your line icing and just sort of twist it around, and then this is just going to allow you to easily insert your icing into your piping bag. I'm then taking a spray bottle. This is the brand new one, just in case you're wondering. And now we're going to make our flood icing. So just taking a spoonful of the line icing, and all we're going to be doing is just adding water just to make a runnier consistency. Now, the reason we use a spray bottle is because if you start like taking this to the sink and, you know, getting spoons and whacking it in, it can easily go too runny. So just a little bit at a time with a spray bottle just gives you the right consistency, guys. So the consistency that you want for your flood icing is more like a shampoo consistency. So a little bit runnier, not too runny, but a little bit runny, if that makes sense. Can you see why this gets so confusing? And, you know, it really is important that you get your consistencies right. Once you do have the desired consistency, you are then going to put this in a little squeezy bottle. So you don't actually use a piping bag for the flood icing, you use a little squeezy bottle. Again, you can get these from Amazon, or you can also get them from Hobbycraft. So that is our white icing done in the line icing and the flood icing, and now we're just going to go to the rest of the batch and make different colours. So I'm just going to show you one colour and how to do it, and then it's quite self-explanatory. You just follow the same process for the different colours. So I'm going to make a pale pink, so literally just using 1 to 2 drops of this gel colour. I got this one from Hobbycraft. You literally don't need a lot. They're really, really pigmented. Just mix it all in, and then it should give you a pale pink colour. Once you're happy with the colour, you're then going to pop some of this into the cling film, and this is going to be your line icing. As you can see, we're saving some behind for our flood icing, which we're going to go back to in a second and add water. So Mum's just putting that aside. So line icing is for the outline, and then the more runnier consistency is for our squeeze bottle. As you can see, Mum is just doing that now. Okay, now onto the icing. Now, let me just point out a few things. Firstly, I feel like this icing was a little bit too thick for the line icing, so I would definitely make it a little bit thinner in consistency next time. Also, as you can see, I don't actually have a nozzle. The nozzle I needed for this was actually sold out of Hobbycraft, so yeah, all the nozzles I had were super thick, so I needed a nice thin nozzle. As you can see, it's just way too thick for the outer corners. But yeah, anyway, it's the first time, guys. I'm a novice in this. I am not a professional icer or anything like that. But yeah, as you can see, what I'm just doing here is just filling in the middle part of the icing, and I'm just using a cocktail stick just to get out any little bumps, any little air bubbles, and just make it really smooth. So yeah, these definitely are not perfect, guys, and I definitely realised the error in my ways. But when it's your first time doing these things, what can you expect, guys? It's all about practice. Practice makes perfect. And hopefully I will get better. I am going to practice and get the consistencies right, and also the correct nozzles, but it's all fun as well, and just goes to show you can still make them look half presentable even if you are not a professional. Always remember, guys, the ones that you look at on Pinterest are by professional icers, professional biscuit makers. But yeah, as you can see, this was like my second attempt at one, so I felt like I was getting a little bit better. They did start to get better by the end. I just happened to film all my rubbish attempts. I feel like by the end, I just wanted to turn the camera off and have all the time in the world to try and perfect it. So I'm going to show you the finishing cookies in the next clip. But yeah, icing biscuits is definitely harder than it seems. When I was watching YouTube videos, I thought, oh, that seems easy. But no, I feel like it does require practice. Maybe I should have just stuck to one colour to begin with and not tried to be so advanced. Okay, so many hours later, this is what I got. I feel like the practice did pay off, guys. Honestly, there were so many that I practiced on prior, and I sort of was getting a little bit more of the hang of it. And yeah, these are the finishing cookies. I'm actually really pleased with how they come out. Like I said, I know they're not perfect, but I think for my first attempt, they taste amazing. They look pretty half decent, and yeah, I think they're not a bad attempt. I've learned a lot, so hopefully the next attempt they will be much more improved. I would definitely say as well, one piece of advice is to be patient with them and also make sure they dry before putting like other layers on and things. That's something that I didn't do. I got so impatient. But yeah, once you have iced them all, you want to pop them in the fridge just to ensure that they are nicely and fully set. So once they're all nice and set, obviously you can eat them, but also you can then put them into some form of like presentation. So I just wanted to show you an idea that you could potentially do, for a gift. If you wanted to gift these to like your boyfriend's family or your mum and dad or anyone, I thought that you could grab an old glossy box. I have a glossy box subscription, so I always reuse the boxes because they come in so handy. So as you can see, I've just got a glossy box and I'm just popping these in. They fit so nicely as well. Only thing is that there is the glossy box logo on the front of the box, which, I mean, you could leave, but I wanted to cover it up. So I went onto Pinterest, typed in Merry Christmas background, pink. This one come up, I printed it out, cut it out, and then popped it on top of the box, just held it down with some glue. So as you can see, they just look super cute in the box, and then once you pop the lid on it as well, just makes a really nice sort of like DIY, thoughtful, sort of like little Christmas present. So yeah, I love that. I also just very quickly wanted to show you the red box I did as well, because this is my personal fave. I love how these come out decoration wise as well. I feel like this was my sort of like best attempt, although I did smudge the sparkly candy cane, which made me sad. But yeah, for the box lid on this, again, it is a glossy box. I just simply got a massive bow and just stuck that over the glossy box logo, and oh my god, how good does it look, guys? I'm so happy with how this one turned out. Okay, and then one last idea that I had for like wrapping these and sort of like giving them as like a little something was to get some cellophane bags. You can get these from Hobbycraft or again Amazon, and just simply put one cookie in and then just get some nice ribbon, wrap it around the top, and yeah, just like a little cookie in a bag, and it's just so cute. Like, look how adorable this looks. But anyway, guys, that is all from me. I really hope you have enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, and I'm going to leave you with just a few snippets of the finishing product.
Tugging at my sleeve, I do believe It's Christmas. It's cold outside, but I'm warm within. 'Cause Christmas time